Well, good morning, my friends. So, I said that I would tell you about the group last night. Well, my teacher said I sang pretty good. And I just spoke to him actually, and I told him I was a little bit frustrated after the class because I didn't know what I was doing. I just felt like, gave us some music, and it's not really a vocal teacher, so I could tell it was sort of loosey goosey, and I was like, oh no. Well, somebody could see the high notes and somebody could see the low, and I'm like, I'm not going to be paying for this if you don't know what you're doing, you know. And thank God the first class was free, but giving him the benefit of the doubt, at least he opened up the class for that kind of thing, and that's rare, okay, to have somebody that would allow people to come and sing and hang out together and just try to harmonize with each other and everything. And we did like a Bob Dylan song, "Knocking on Heaven's Door." We did Beatles tune, "Hey," what the heck was it called? "Nowhere Man." We did a CSN song, Crosby, Stills, Nash song. And I remember, just a portion of it once I heard it. We are one for, we are two, we are three. Anyway, and so mostly I was like, oh, I don't know what I'm singing. And then, we did Harvest Moon, which you guys know I've done that. But I learned how to do a drop D, and I learned how to play the beginning part right, and also how to do chords for the drop D, which I wouldn't have known how to do. And I could see that he's really, guitar is his thing, which is great because I need to improve my own, playing and move myself up to, a little bit, and little by little. So I think it would be good to have that connection with him. And then later, I don't know. But he's just invited me to go to a sort of a get together singing thing, kind of a folksy thing, this Friday night. So I'm like, okay, I have to push myself to get out there. I really have to push myself. I think that I have to agree with Andrew. Most people are nervous and scared until they get out there and they do it. I just have to push myself to get out and be with people, let alone sing in front of them, or play guitar. So, I don't think that I would be nervous if I thought that I was playing it correctly or if I was singing it, but I tend to add my own little Margie spin, to my songs, as you know, and sometimes I don't sing it, exactly how the original artist does it, or, exactly how the Beatles do it. And I don't know that people necessarily want that all the time, if they want a copy band in front of them all the time, or if they just want somebody just to play the song and it brings back for that person a certain memory or feeling, or, music evokes all kinds of things. So you like it for whatever your reason is, and or you don't. And anyway, I was frustrated last night. Gosh, I was so frustrated. I know I'm ranting here a little bit. I'm sorry, but just, I was disappointed in myself and not, and normally I get in there and I want to play my guitar, but I wasn't even playing my guitar. I was just like looking at the music and trying to listen to people and trying to, sing harmony. And I was like, frustrating. Oh my God. Anyway, and I wanted to talk to my friend and I couldn't get hold of her, and I was like, and Juliana, she, bless her sweetheart, she tries, and I'm like, but you don't understand, and it's like, it's hard because she can't hear, okay? So, but she's like, no, if your gut says, if they're trying to change you, forget it, because you're an artist, Margie, and she's so sweet. She's so supportive. And, she's supportive of my music, and she knows I'm good, and she doesn't want people to change me. And, I just know that I can be better, and I enjoyed the people I was with last night. They were very sweet people. They're all my age, so it was kind of cool, to be with them. Just that, I didn't know what the heck I was doing, and that was really, I get frustrated easily, and I listen for things all the time because that's what I do. I mean, I'm an interpreter, and I'm I'm forever listening to try to make sure that I'm interpreting things correctly. And when I get a friend of mine who says, well, you're not doing the song exactly right, it needs to be this way, and I'm like, well, I'm not if you want a copy band, then that's different, I'm not doing it exactly the way that they normally do it, but also my friend has told me, but they enjoy my way. It's just that they would have done it differently. They would have done it more like the Beatles do it, or so and so does it. And so I'm looking for the page where I'm supposed to be at to read you the Swedenborg thing. And the other thing I wanted to bring up is dear beloved Billy Graham passed away today, and so I'm sad for us, but happy for him. And I'm sure that he is definitely hearing "Welcome Home, Good and Faithful Servant" on this morn, and reunited with his wife Ruth. And now he knows what heaven's all about. I'm sure he's like in for a surprise. And after reading Swedenborg and everything, but he had such a powerful, simple message. The Lord loves you, wants to have a personal relationship with you. He's actually inside of us. Isn't that mind freaking blowing? Okay. And that he would even care about little simpleton me, that he would want to have a relationship with moi, and you, and so anyway, he was a comforter to presidents and other leaders of the world, set up missions. He was first, came up with the first televised evangelist message, went all across the country, crisscross up and down for years, buses and trains and planes, and packed in stadium after stadium after stadium, packed, okay? Not 1 inch of the stadium was, without occupancy. And he was a role model for men, for Christian men, how to behave with women and that sort of thing. And just so many things. And, led so many thousands, millions of people to the Lord with his simple message. And he will be dearly missed in the United States. So let me get on with my reading here. We stopped off at page 28, I believe, or 29. Let me just get to it really quick here, and then that way I can, read it to you. I think it was 30. Okay, so our faith 32. Yeah, 32. Okay, so 31. Okay, so let me just start with that. So, does not shine through these more outward form. Okay, so you can't see something relatively dim in their faces, nor enlivened by the light of their inner life shining through. In short, all perfection increases as you move inward and lessens as you move outward. As the perfection increases or lessens, so does the beauty. So I've seen faces of angels of the third heaven so beautiful that no painter, with all of their skill, could render a fraction of their light with their pigments or rival 1,000th part of the light and life that show in their faces. The faces of angels of the outmost heaven, though, can be mirrored to some extent. Finally, I'd like to offer a secret no one has ever known before, namely that everything good and true that comes from the Lord and makes heaven is in the human form. Yes. So this is true not only of the greatest whole, but also of the very least part. This form influences everyone who accepts what is good and true from the Lord and causes everyone in heaven to be in human form according to that acceptance. This is why heaven is consistent with itself in general and in particular, and why the human form is the form of the whole of each community and of each angel, as explained in the 4 chapters from number 59 to 80. And I need to add here that this is also the form of the details of thought that come from heavenly love in angels. Secrets may not fit well into the understanding of anyone on earth, but it is clear to the understanding of angels because they are in heaven's light. After death, we enjoy every sense, memory, thought, and affection we had in the world. We leave nothing behind except our earthly body. Isn't that amazing? So, repeated. Okay, experience has witnessed to me that when we move from the natural world into the spiritual, which happens when we die, I'm just thinking about Billy, we take with us everything that pertains to our character except our earthly body. In fact, when we enter in the spiritual world, or our life after death, we are in a body as we were in this world. This seems to be no difference, since we do not feel or see anything difference. Difference? You don't see any difference. Okay. The body is spiritual, though, so it has been separated or purified from earthly matter. Further, when anything spiritual touches and sees something spiritual, it is just like something natural touching and seeing something natural. So when we have become a spirit, we have no sense that we are not in the body we inhabited in the world, and therefore do not realize that we have died. As spirit people, we enjoy every outer and inner sense we enjoyed in the world. We see the way we used to, we hear and talk the way we used to, we smell and taste and feel things when we touch them the way we used to. We want, wish, crave, think, ponder, are moved, love, intend the way we used to. Studious types still read and write as before. In a word, when we move from one life to another, or from one world into another, it's like moving from one physical place to another. We take with us everything we owned as persons, to the point that it would be unfair to say that we have lost anything of our own after death, which is only a death of earthly body. We take everything with us, our natural memory, since we retain everything we have heard, seen, read, learned, or thought in the world from earliest infancy to the end of life. However, since the natural objects that reside in our memory cannot be reproduced in a spiritual world, they become dormant, the way that they do when we're not thinking about them. Even so, they can be reproduced when it so pleases the Lord. And I have